Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to SP Vids, or if it's your first time here, a very warm welcome. I do lo-fi and beat making content every week, so if you are new around here, it'd be awesome if you could subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button below the video to get involved. So today we're looking at the PO-33, which I've had for quite a while and I've not done enough tutorials on really, so hopefully this is the start of a lot more tutorials around this unit. Now I know people are still picking these up left, right and centre really, so I was quite surprised to see how many people were saying they're still purchasing these units. But for the price they're a lot of fun, and especially if you're into lo-fi beat making, they've got some really good features to make lo-fi beats with. So for this video I'm going to show you how you can copy and paste patterns and also how you can arrange patterns to make full tracks. So I've got some drum sounds loaded in here. And for the sake of this video, I'm just going to use drum sounds because I don't need to make a full beat to show you the features, and it's just a little bit easier for me doing the filming and talking and everything at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to pattern 1, which you do so by pressing pattern and 1. It was already selected, but I've just pressed it again. So when you hold pattern, you've got 16 banks available to add patterns into. And for this example, where I'm just building my first pattern, I'm going to be using bank 1. So that's set up now. And what I'm going to do next is press right. So as you can see, when you press right, you get this little square in the window here. I'll just turn it off. You can see it disappears, and there it is. So that means now that I can write stuff into this 16 pad sequencer. You've got 16 slots where you can put different drum sounds. So it's essentially a 2-bar loop, and we're going to fill that, and then we're going to copy and paste it to be able to have either longer loops or variations in loops. So kick, snare, hi-hat. Let's go with the kick first. So to select the sound that you want to use, hold sound, and I've got my kick in 9, snare in 10, and hi-hat in 11. And we're going to go ahead and have right on, and we're going to put the kick in 1 and 5. Let's press play to listen to that. That's perfect, that's what we want. And now I'm pressing sound again, I'm pressing 10 because that's where my snare is. Sorry, I got my numbers slightly muddled up there. I've got the kick on 1 and 9. The number is underneath the button. And I'm going to put these snares on 5 and 13. So as you can see, you can just press them in and they light up, and that means that they will play at that point now. So let's listen to that now. Perfect. So let's do the hi-hat quickly, which I always know is just this pattern, basically. It's just 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15. Alright, so we've got a little 2-bar drum pattern there. Very, very basic, but for this example, that's all we need. So in a lot of cases, this isn't going to be long enough for the sample chops that you want to do. And also, you might want to add variations as well. So you're probably going to need to know how to copy and paste patterns and add variations for any beat that you create on this device, really. So we're going to go ahead and copy pattern 1. So let's make sure it's selected by holding pattern. It is. So we need to hold right at the bottom right, pattern and then 2 at the same time. So it's a bit of a tricky maneuver. Let me just try this. So right, pattern, and you can see we've got 1 selected. So if we hit 2, that means we're going to paste it into 2. And as you can see, 1 is now lit and 2 is selected. So if we go to pattern 2, which we do by holding pattern and pressing 2, and press play, we've got the same pattern again. So for the sake of this, let's just add some little variations, nothing outrageous. Okay, so we've got a slightly different hi-hat pattern there. I've just used a step sequencer again to program those in. And if we go back to pattern 1, that should be the original pattern. Perfect. Okay, so the last thing we need to know now is how do we chain these things together so that we can make full songs out of them. So fortunately this is really simple. You hold pattern and then all you need to do is press these buttons in order that you want them to sequence. So for example, let's say I just want 1 and 2. So I pressed 1 and then pressed 2. That means pattern 1 will play through once and then pattern 2 will play through once, and it will just keep looping around doing that. So I'll show you that as an example. Perfect, and as you can see the lights change as well, so you can tell that the sequence is actually changing. So let's make things a little bit more complicated. Let's do another pattern, and I want to copy pattern 2 this time. So what I'm going to do is press pattern and 2, and because that's flashing, I know that 2's selected, and again we need to hold right pattern, and let's put it in pattern bank 3. So let's switch to that, and now I want to add some more hi-hats, let's say. Perfect, we've now got another variation of a pattern. So we've got 3 patterns all in all. And obviously if you guys are making beats, they may have chops over the top and stuff as well, but for this example, like I say, I'm just going to do the drum sounds. So now I want to do another combination. I'm going to do 1 twice, 2 twice, and then 3 twice. And in order to do that, again, you just hold pattern, you press each button twice. Okay, so that's done. So let's hear what that does now. Let's see if that works. And yeah, that's worked perfectly. So it'll go through 2 of each of those patterns and then start again continuously as long as you're pressing play. So that's it for this one, guys. I just wanted to quickly show you that to get these tutorials off and running for the PO-33. This is great because you are going to need to make more than 2 bar loops for interesting sounding beats, and you're going to want to add variations to your loops as well. So hopefully this helps you out a little bit. If you've got any questions, obviously ask below. And just quickly before I finish as well, don't forget about the SP Gang membership. You can now support the channel and join me by becoming a member, and you get access to samples, discount codes, all that kind of thing. So if you hit the join button below, it gives you all the info of the perks, and also there's a link in the bio, as apparently it doesn't show a join button on mobile, so check out the link in the bio for that. So thanks again for watching. I'll be back with more tutorials very soon. As I said, hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber, as I do 3 to 4 videos a week at the moment, so plenty of content to get your teeth into. Keep making beats, guys, and I'll be back very soon. Peace!